Hi, my name's Amy Walker and I am a mama to two sweet babies, one up in heaven called Asher J. Walker and one in my belly that doesn't currently have a name yet, but we will get there soon. And today I'm going to be talking about what is in my hospital bag for a planned C-section. But I need to be honest, I'm not bringing one bag, I'm bringing three. You might think, what the heck? But after our journey with our last bubba, I had some very, very helpful tips that I picked up along the way that I think can apply for anyone, whether they want to be prepared for a C-section just in case, or any journey in general, especially if your baby may end up in a NICU. And that's why I'm recommending 3 bags, is because mama needs one with wheels and baby needs one with baby stuff that is light for mum and dad to move around. You might be thinking why, and it's because if your baby ends up separate from you or you end up with a significant amount of trauma, no one wants to be lifting around one heavy bag with everyone's stuff in it. So get a bag for mama, get a bag for baby, and get a bag for daddy as well. Now for dad's bag, I'd recommend putting the electrical things. And the first thing I'd recommend is a long iPhone charger, like a long one, because if you're sitting in bed sore and daddy's maybe having a snooze, at least you won't have to bug each other because you should be getting as much sleep in wherever possible. And yeah, iPads, things with Netflix on that is on my list too. And also, it's not an electrical thing, but hubby and I love playing Uno, so if we have any spare time, we're going to bring this as a bit of a pastime, because when you have a C-section, you're generally in the hospital for 3 to 6 days. We'll probably be staying 5 if everything goes to plan. And yeah, hopefully while Nana and stuff have cuddles, hubby and I can have a moment or two to bond together and play the game that he always smashes me at. I literally win one game and he wins like 80, so yeah. Besides all the electrical, I want to start with 2 things for the boobies that anyone should have on any journey as well. And they are booby pads, which slip in your bras and come in super handy, especially over the night. So you may be laying on either side and have a bit of letdown. And these are a lifesaver so that you're not going through multiple bras, because I only put 3 bras on my list as well, and I'm hoping that these will help save them getting dirty really fast so we're not taking too much washing home. The second thing are these lifesavers, and they are great for anyone who has boobs, for anyone who is feeding, and they're even fantastic for mums that might be going into a hospital having a stillborn but want to keep a special part of what their body has made for their baby. And these are breast shells or breast cups. I don't really know what to call them, but basically you can put one in and while you're feeding, it catches the letdown, or you can have them on while you're pumping and it catches all the little bits of milk that will come in around day 3 to 5. And you'd know that if you're a mama who's experienced loss or nervous about loss, you just want to be prepared for anything, and catching milk so that you can make keepsakes or jewelry with that special thing your body made for that baby can actually be such an awesome thing. And in general anyway, if you are feeding your baby and you're not wanting to lose all that milk, this is a great way, because they have little nooks up the top where you can catch the milk and dip it into a bottle or storage bag. So after booby things, we're going to go on to other items of clothing. In my own mama's bag, I have packed 3 pairs of high-waisted underwear. Now you might be thinking, why 3? But I'm also packing a whole bunch of pads. So 3 pairs of high-waisted undies, 2 pairs of Spanx that are too big for me as well, to give my belly a bit of support on the days I don't want to wear another thing on my list called a girdle. Now a girdle basically wraps and straps everything in and gives you a whole bunch of support. They are on Amazon and they are so cheap, but If you don't really want to order online, getting Spanx is an awesome way to kind of hold everything in, and if you're doing that, I'd recommend popping a pad over your C-section scar as well. I'm also going to bring a robe that crosses over the front and ties up so that I can have skin to skin and get stark as naked if I need to have a shower, wash myself, and yeah, it'll just be really nice to not be too restricted by any items of clothing. I've also put that I'm going to bring 3 other comfy outfits, and they are all going to be either high-waisted things that do not put too much pressure on my scar, or button-down onesies, or I guess you could call them nighties, because they would be really, really nice and not too restrictive. Now, besides those things, all your toiletries, obviously, toothbrush, hair ties, and I'd say get something gentle that isn't too harsh on the skin but will make you feel fresh, because after you've been through a surgery, you're still going to bleed down there, mama, and things just aren't going to feel the nicest. So if you can get up and have a shower on whatever day and feel nice and fresh, that would be a really nice way to treat yourself amongst all of what your body has just gone through. Now, also bring any medications you need and your little vitamins for baby. Don't leave them. Also, the hospital will give you so much stuff, so don't worry about bringing your own painkillers or Movicol or things like that to help your stools, because constipation can be an issue after delivering a baby, and so can gas after a C-section. But the hospital will give you all of that. Generally, they'll give you nipple creams and stuff as well, and scar cream to take home. So don't worry about taking all of that, or ask your obstetrician or midwife before you go into hospital if they will provide those things, and if not, maybe pop it in that toiletries bag with everything else. Other things that are great to bring are your purse, your medical plan, chapstick or anything for your lips. For you and hubby, you will be in there for a couple of days, so comfort is the main priority. A drink bottle with a straw, because you do not want to be like tipping your head back after you've had that type of surgery and stuff like that. And a bottle with a straw for anyone in labor in general, that's great too. So bring one if you think you may end up having a C-section, or if you have a planned one as well. Other things that are a bit of a luxury for myself that I put on my list are affirmations and a family photo. So obviously we have my last son, and it is hard being in a hospital setting after significant birth trauma. So I think making it feel homely for me and having those nice positive words and a family photo will be very nice for me. So you can do something like that if you want, and if you have the space to, but it's not a necessity. And also you can ask about tea bags. Things like peppermint tea and stuff can be really good, and chamomile for easing a bit of gas that may come after abdominal surgery. Alright, so that's literally everything in my hospital bag. And then having a rainbow baby, I probably packed a bit much in here for Bubba. The hospital should also give you guys nappies, so I wouldn't worry about bringing too many of those at all. But for this Bubba, I really don't want anyone to think I'm silly for packing these things, but having a rainbow baby, it makes me look back at the things I bought for Asher, thinking that I overpacked on our stay for him. And oh my gosh, I am so thankful that I bought a couple of things for him where we actually got photos that felt true to us, our vibe, and kind of reflected what we would have liked to put him in if he would have ever got to have come home. So in baby's hospital bag, I bought a teddy which matches one that Asher had. I bought a sweet swaddle that is quite neutral, and it has a cute little beanie in there. And then I've also just bought 4 to 5 outfits for baby, and they're kind of just for fun, like for photos and things like that. If you're a very sentimental person and love taking photos, no judgment on that part, because I think they are great to have, especially if you end up in a situation like we did where something's up with Bubba. When you can dress them and do things for your baby, it is great for connecting with them. So I'd highly recommend still bringing some things if you want to do stuff like that. Also bought babies discs for announcements and stuff like that. They are very, very cute. Hello. What? You got a big ball. What else do I have in here? And some little beanies. Oh, how cute. And then a burp cloth that you can have. You can kind of just use your swaddles or whatever, but bubbies can make a mess. Also good for wiping things up if you are having that letdown and you can't happen to grab the shells or things if you haven't gotten them out your bag in time. So always think ahead when feeding. But yeah, overall there isn't a whole lot in baby's bag because your baby's going to be so looked after and provided for. One thing I did bring though that is kind of for baby and for me is this sweet little shell that has nipple shields in them. Now, you don't know what your breastfeeding journey is going to be like, so I reckon better to be safe than sorry. Get 2 different size nipple shields if you want, and they might end up being a lifesaver, and that way hubby or family don't have to leave you and be running around and getting things like this if you happen to need them while in the hospital. And then, yeah, I am pretty sure that that is all I have in baby's hospital bag. Oh, I also put in capital letters for dad, do before, and it says put car seat in. So definitely put your car seat in before you go to the hospital, have it checked. And then if you want, another thing that can be quite good is to have a blanket in the pram if you want to go for a walk and you happen to have that in your car. That is awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going to go a little bit stir crazy in the hospital because I'm very active and I will want to be up and taking it easy where I can. So I think even bringing our pram and able to take Bubby for a stroll might be quite nice on day 4, day 5, if I'm feeling up to it. But I also don't know if that's too ambitious, so we will see. Then for daddy's bag, I'd say, you know, all those electricals from before, anything like Uno, if you want to do that, if you think you might end up having time. And then also just your basic things like snacks, anything with hydrolyte in it, like maybe a couple of hydrolyte drinks, things like that can be great. And yeah, Sunny, overall, just make a list and check that you have everything a couple of days before you go or before your due date, and then that way you won't be caught by surprise. And if there are sweet things you want to bring, just do it. If you are packing minimally and you have all the little things like the boobie shells and the breast pads, so that all of your clothes aren't the items taking up heaps of space because you're not going through them like mad, then you'll find that you'll have space for those couple little things that might be sentimental if you are on a journey with a rainbow, or just like sentimental stuff anyway. So overall, I hope that video has helped you decide what to pack. And yeah, I highly recommend the 3-bag rule, tiny one for dad, tiny one for baby, and something on wheels for mummy. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I hope to see you in our next video. Bye.